finally working on this front bumper. I sprayed it down with my pressure washer, dried it off with the blower, heated up all the water so it's all gone. Now I'm just gonna use some spray cans to try to do this and see if we can get this looking better than it does now. I thought about like sanding it down or pre-sanding or whatnot, but it's not that crucial. We'll peel off some of the parts that it's clearly coming off on, but other than that, it should be good to go. But we'll see. I'll let you guys see it in here a little bit. First coat of paint already looks better. I mean, because it looked terrible before. I just did a light coat. Didn't try to cover everything. Make sure I didn't get any runs. Gonna let it dry for a little bit. Paint's a little, or the thing's a little warm because I used the heat gun on it to get rid of all the water. So it should dry pretty quick. Speed the process along. Using my heat gun. Applying a little bit of heat. Let this paint kind of cure a little bit faster so less particles dry up in it. Plus it allows me to put on an extra coat of paint faster than I would if I just sat there and waited for it to dry on itself. Coats of paint on. Already looks so much better. I didn't sand it down. I probably could have to make it look a little more even on the coats, like in these areas and stuff like that. But like I've said before, this isn't a show bike or show side-by-side, whatever you want to call it. I do need to flip it, so I've dried it a little bit. May try to flip it so I can do the backside real quick. All right, I know this is hard to see, but you can kind of get a feel for how good this looks compared to how it did. Did about 5 or 6 coats of paint on this because it's going to be a very heavily used bumper, so it needs to look good. All we used was some Rust-Oleum paint. I think it's enamel. Use some Rust-Oleum enamel paint, but it looks pretty good. I mean, I went with a semi-gloss. Let me guys know if you think semi-gloss would look better or if I should spray like a coat of satin over it. We're doing semi-gloss for the rest of the frame. So I don't know why this tire keeps going flat. I think I need to take it back to the shop, have them redo the bead on it. I think the bead's back. But we're gonna put semi-gloss all here. We did it on the front and it looks really nice. Semi-gloss here. So we're gonna repaint all this. And repaint the doors semi-gloss. And then all of the plastics are gonna be satin. Let me know if you think we should do that backwards. So this being satin and the plastics being semi-gloss, but I think metal, semi-gloss, plastics, satin. But yeah, it's looking good. Got to do it before. This is the paint that I'm doing now. I already cleaned it. That's just dirt that won't come off. It's like in there. Taped off the headlights, taped off the little side things. I'm using a satin black on this, so we'll see how this turns out. Once again, I'm going over it with the heat gun. Kind of speed up the drying process so I can get another coat on pretty quick. Instead of sitting around waiting 15 minutes. I'm impatient. Probably one of my downfalls. I'm very impatient. Just going over it. After the first coat, I'd say it already looked pretty damn good. A lot better than it did. I didn't do really any sanding, I'm gonna be honest. Mainly because this thing was so beat and scuffed already. Kind of already had a sanding job done for me. Here we go, first coat. So second coat is done. It's already looking way better. Used the heat gun on it. Yeah, it's looking a lot better already. I didn't feel like sanding any of this stuff down. Once again, this is not a show side by side. I just want it to look better than it did before, and that's what this is doing. So I'm gonna put about 3 or 4 coats on this, mainly because it's a bumper. It's gonna get hit and rock chips and whatnot, so I want to make sure there's plenty of coverage. And I'm using a paint that's meant for plastics and metal. It's a 2X cover paint and primer by Rust-Oleum, so see how good it works. Looks so good. From the looks of it, I didn't mess up. Now I got to figure out how to get all the condensation out of the headlights, but looks killer. I mean, plastics look great. Let it cook overnight or dry overnight. I sprayed the backside too, so the backside's fully sprayed as well. Before and after. Oh, we're about to do these doors. Once again, I'm not gonna do a lot of prep work because they're already all beat up and scratched up, so we'll see how they turn out. First coat, no first coat. So I know this for the other side, but in order to get this to fit, you basically will need to cut that piece off, right? And then you could screw these on, but then the front light doesn't fit the fascia 100%. So then I'm gonna have to make some type of like mold, I guess, or I'll have to make some type of thing that will allow me to fit this little piece in here perfectly into that hole. So I'd have to cut in there to make it fit. But it would be a lot of modding. So basically what I'm thinking is exactly like we do with the gauges, where we cut a bigger spot, right? And then we put on the 3D printed piece that will then allow you to put your gauges in and it looks custom, or it looks like it came that way. So the idea is we design a 3D printed piece that goes through here that fits this piece here on the lights. So when it comes in, it'll look like it was meant to be that way. And then you just either, however you guys want to put it on, you screw it on, or you, whatever you decide to do. But basically, 3D printed piece across here, the lights go on. Rust-Oleum, I'm gonna be honest, I think I got a bad batch of paint. I got 5 of these, and each one of them have put on the worst paint coat I've ever seen. Like, let's just say this. There is almost no coverage. I mean, I am like caking this on right now, and it's barely covering. Look at this. I just did what, 5 coats? just to get that coverage? I don't know, something's wrong. Okay, so look, completely different can, Rust-Oleum. This is the coverage it's putting out. Right? That's the coverage. It's barely covered. Compared to your satin finish, this one's just been sitting here. It's cold. This one's completely cold. That one I've put in hot water or warm water. This is no shaking. The satin is covering. This one's damn near see-through. I don't know what's going on with these cans of paint. I bought 5 of them. Gone through 3 cans from the last time I did this job. I did 1 can for the entire front and back. And right now, on these doors over here, I did 1 can for the front and back. And on these doors, I'm now on the 3rd can, and it's not working. Now that was a different batch. I did that one like a week ago. This is a new batch of semi-gloss. And all of it, every one of them has barely put down any type of coat. So help me out. Am I doing something wrong? I don't know. I mean, I'm literally caking on this stuff and trying with the heat gun to heat it and make sure everything's nice and warm and tacky. Same way I did the last one. This one is damn near swimming in paint, and it's still not covered. I don't know what's going on. It's just, there's no coverage whatsoever. These aren't, they're still showing. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. And I guarantee you, I bring that satin over here, it'll cover each and every one of these. What I may end up having to do is spray with the satin first, and then for the coverage, and then go back over with this, whatever the hell this is. It was supposed to be semi-gloss black, but it looks more like a light gray clear. I mean, I don't know how best to describe it. All right, check it out. I'm gonna use the satin now, and I guarantee you, watch this crap. Boom, covered, 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 covered. What is going on with the other one? The other one is like busted, or I've had 5 cans. All 5 have been the exact same way. Why? I think it's the batch, or I mean, I don't know what's going on. My other door is gloss black, or semi-gloss black. This one I'm gonna have to do freaking satin just to cover it. Look, I couldn't even cover that paint. Here comes, look at that, 1 pass. Look at that. That just lets me know something is definitely wrong with those gloss blacks, or semi-gloss blacks. 5 of these. Took me 5 to do just the front part of that door, when it took me less than a can to do front and back of this. Something is wrong with this paint. So we finally got them painted and remounted. Took a while because the paint that we had bought was Rust-Oleum paint, and we got a bad batch of spray cans. And so we called Rust-Oleum. They agreed they were a bad batch. They sent me a whole new one, and it went on perfect. Obviously need to fix that. All these plastics have been redone. They look great. Let's see. All the plastics on this side, we did the bottom plastics. The door here looks great. I mean, it looks awesome. It looks damn near brand new. I may even try to respray that top, because the rest of this looks so much better than the top now. So we'll see. Looks good. Zip tied that up. But I don't remember what we put into there. And which one of these was the vent and which one was the one that needs like sucking in and which one shoots out. But I'll fasten all this up, put a thing on there after we put the thing on. I painted all this black so it kind of matches a little bit better. Need to touch that up there. I got to repaint the bed still, repaint this. And then once I'm done with that, I'm probably going to move this over to that area so I can actually work underneath it and do all the wiring, or at least try to do the wiring. But we shall see. Do you remember though which one, the vent, or which one it was? Got it all cleaned up. All the plastics look really good. Got the interior all clean. I'm gonna try to start on the wiring here in the next day or two. Started on the wiring here for the speakers. These freaking spiders, bro. I took down every one of these webs. Looks freaking mean, bro. I'm gonna try to have this up and running before I grab that BMW back. Now you can see it all clean. Boy, it looks nasty.